I wasn't really well, I did say that Cinder was gonna come back. I was like, Cinder's gonna come back in some kind of way, shape, or form. I called this out a while ago. Well, 1,000 page Google Docie from Cinder herself. Well, let's take a look at it. What's been happening? Actually, what's been happening with Tectone? Has Tectone came back from his break or so? I don't even know. What's going on here?
See, the thing is, right? It's 5 a.m., right?
All right, Toma, tell me. Lay it down to me.
And I see Cinder post a 1,000-page Google Doc. You got me f***ed up. You got me f***ed up. Now, for a little bit of context before I start ranting the f*** out, if y'all
I did not know about that,
the reason
actually.
I even do commentary right now is because of Cinder, right? The whole Cinder situation, like 4 or 5 months ago, y'all remember that? That got me my most viewed video, 400,000 views.
It hasn't been popping up on my feed. That's the only reason why. I was just worried or so, you know, because I was like, what happened to Tectone? I'm worried. Where's my bald-headed Eggman at? He's not on my feed.
But people were pretty much shitting on her, saying, oh, she's a snake, oh, she's evil, she's stealing editors, she's stealing VTube bottle riggers, and she pretty much got shunned off the internet, okay? For a good 5 months, ever since that video. And then she comes back, comes back today, she comes back today, and oh my god, bro, I'm about to crash. She comes back, right? And I shit.
I don't know why it just changes quality.
The burden of proof is on the accuser, not the accused. And this motherfucker said, they lied to you, here's 1,000 pages of proof. Are you fucking dumb? Cinder, 1,000-page Google Doc. Are you serious? Are you serious? 1,000 pages. You got me fucked up if you think I'm reading a—
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, she botched her career, but like, she could have just come back to streaming. Yeah, there'll probably be a bunch of haters trolling her and everything like that in her chat, which the moderation team will probably have to work, you know, overtime to take care of them at the end of the day. But I assume she would probably come back and then she'll stream and then, you know, it'll be probably people will be talking about it for a couple days and then they'll move on, and then that's pretty much how it is in the internet. She could have kept continuing doing her VTuber shenanigans if she would have just came back, you know, but instead she decided to drop a 1,000-page Google Docie at the end of the day. Does she even have any new moderators? All of her moderators quit? Well, she would probably have to get new moderators, you know? So she wasted 5 months of her time writing in 200 pages every month and is still hated? I don't know. I really don't know what she's going to prove here with 1,000-page. I'm so curious. It's like, what did she have to dig up to find, you know, 1,000 pages proof that like everyone else was lying?
1,000 pages. And the problem is, right, even with the last ones, I did read the last Google Docs. They were like 30, 40, max 100 pages, right? I read those. I read the
100-page Google Docie ones.
Were TLDRs of the Google Docs, right? But how am I gonna do that? How am I gonna do, like, I'm gonna be honest, it's just a ranting video. Cinder, what the fuck? Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if there's actual legitimate proof or you're just lying in this doc, but 1,000 pages? Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? You got me fucked up. There is no way to show you how fucked up 1,000 pages is. I am going to show you a TLDR that is not even a fraction of this Google Doc, okay? I'm gonna be honest. Each fucking segment in this Google Doc is a whole Google Doc on its own. There's like 17 Google Docs in this.
17?
Past a Thoma read this. Hey, go ahead. Look at how blurry it is. Anyways, just here, the document title.
In my opinion, she felt like she needed to give out context with some of the DMs. I guess, but like, 1,000 pages though, like.
Overdue response is written by the creator known as Cinder as a detailed rebuttal to public accusations made against her and her partner Red about 5 months prior. Purpose and stance. The document's stated purpose is to present the full story and the facts and evidence, defend herself against what she claims were lies and assumptions, take accountability for genuine wrongdoings, and dispel rumors that led to what she calls a complete public assassination of my character. Bomber clerk.
Assassination of my character? Damn, that's crazy to see that. There's no amount of context you can give for jealousy and backstabbing friends. It's just like, yeah, just, you know, you could have just condensed this to a couple of pages and be like, yeah, I fucked up on this part, I'm explaining this part, and then these are just made up, these are just lies, and then that's pretty much about it. Okay, the AI overview is a bit off in my opinion. I'm still reading it through. Oh, Jesus.
My bad, Cinder, if the proof is real. If not, fuck you. Anyways, key points and rebuttals. Initial apology. Cinder admits her initial apology was not good. Type shit. That is true. It was fucking awful, bro. I can't lie. Because she wrote it while in a state of panic and was blindsided by the coordinated public accusations.
Okay, well, at least she admitted it that the apology was not good. Okay.
Accusations refuted. She refutes the images of herself as a two-faced, greedy, jealous, psychopathic narcissist who maliciously used, stalked, sabotaged, and betrayed those closest to me. Accusations
I don't know about that one.
Against others. She directly accuses
Is she gonna take accountability for anything?
Orchestrating the drama, specifically claiming that Nanolus lied overwhelmingly. Shylily lied about me from the start, and Silverville took the opportunity to lie. Partner's role, aka Red. Cinder's partner, Red, provides commentary throughout the document and takes responsibility, admitting his actions were the reason why Cinder's images, her relationship, and her career were all ruined. Cinder admits to cheating on him in the past, oh my god, but states they reconciled and that their relationship is not abusive. She has—
So wait, Cinder admits to cheating on him, but okay, so you're telling me that she did cheat on her partner, but her partner is okay. They reconciled, and then they're together again. I don't know if I would date somebody if they cheated on me, in my personal opinion. I'm just saying, that's just me. Hey man, you do you, I guess. Hey man, I guess, you know.
chosen to continue working with him, but with new boundaries and oversight. What the fuck? Nanoless and manipulation. Right. A large portion of the document is dedicated to refuting claims that Red manipulated artist Nanoless into canceling other clients' models. Cinder presents extensive direct message logs to show that Nanoless was not manipulated and often made the decisions herself, frequently citing being overwhelmed with commissions as her reason for cancellations, and that Cinder's famous "it's just business" quote was her accepting Nanoless's decision to focus on herself. Accountability, aka admitted faults. Cinder and Red take accountability for a number of actions, including becoming neglectful of friendships due to an unhealthy focus on Cinder's career.
So let's see. So the accountability admitted of faults. Okay, so these are okay. So they're gonna take accountability of Cinder and Red. Okay. So becoming neglectful of friendships due to, okay, so basically the core accusation, right? Is that what we're doing here?
Red and Cinder agreeing to an exclusivity talk with Nano that specifically included Silvervale. Red agreeing to a deal with Nano not to work with Silver, Bow, or Cotton, but only telling Cinder about Silvervale's inclusion. Red
agreeing to a deal with Nano not to work with Silver, Bow, or Cotton, but only tell Cinder and about Silvervale's inclusion. Interesting.
Cinder guilt tripping Nanoless on 2 occasions. Gamer subs is the
Oh, so you did guilt trip Nano. What are the 2 accusations though? That's my curiosity.
Cinder announces she is giving up her part ownership position of gamer subs to protect the company from the damage and negativity caused by the public conversation. She's what the fuck? Yo, take this shit with a grain of salt, but what the fuck?
Cinder practically confesses to every single accusation levied against her back in the past, but tries to disregard it as not a big deal. I can't wait to see the TLDR for this, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I do my own research and read the documents. Brother in Christ, I don't think I'm gonna read 1,000-page documents. I don't have time. I really don't. I really don't have, I'll put up with 100 pages, but 1,000 is asking way too much for me, dude.
What is going on, brother? Bro, I'm shaking.
I got things to do. I got a channel to take care of. I got projects to do, you know?
TLDR as what you will. Take it with a grain of salt. If you want to...
I am not farming this for content. I'm going to talk about it once. I'm going to put my own two opinions on it, and then we're going to walk away from it, and then that's it.
read
That's how it should totally be
1,000
done.
pages of Google Docs and images? Link of the tweet right in the fucking comment section, brother. I ain't reading that. But based on this TLDR, with heavy emphasis based on the TLDR, right? I don't know if this TLDR is accurate or not, but if it is, this shit is fucking wild, okay? Now, yet again, take that with a grain of salt, right? And also, yet again, that is only a fraction of that Google Doc, bro. I am not gonna sit here and read 1,000 pages. Dude, do you tell me? Like, look, normally, me as the YouTuber, I'm supposed to provide you the TLDR or the information contained in this Google Doc, because that's what you come here for, right? But come the fuck on. It's 1,000 pages. Even I can't do that, bro. When Mugen's video comes out, I'm gonna put it in the pinned comment, okay? Watch Mugen.
That makes sense.
He's probably gonna make a whole,
Yeah, we could probably
video
take a look at the Mugen video.
I'm just over here crashing the fuck out, bro.
But we are gonna
And
take a look at the
people agree with
TLDR
me,
for
because
it.
Look at this shit. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people are thinking the same too. You got this guy saying, "I ain't reading all that. I'm happy for you though," or "Sorry that happened." Type shit. But everyone is saying it, bro. Google Doc type shit. Can you summarize the Google Doc through the POV of an orc from Lot? What the fuck is that guy asking? Fun fact: the word light appears 483 times. Brother, you cannot be serious. Kudos to whoever reads all that. You genuinely deserve a medal if you do. This guy asked for a TLDR from Grok. Let's see what Grok can say. It says Cinder's 1,000-page doc presents evidence, mostly screenshot of chats, to refute accusations from Nanolis, Shy Lily, Silverville, and others. He claims they lied about her actions. She deflects blame to Red. She could have profited from drama but chose to counter lies instead. It argues wrongs were overstated. Many doubt its impact. Oh my god. Must have felt like weight of 1,000 suns was lifted off of your shoulder writing this. I'ma be honest. I don't care if you like Cinder or if you hate Cinder, bro. Writing 1,000 fucking page Google Doc is the most diabolical thing I have witnessed throughout my 19 years of living.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. You have to have, like, literally straight up, like, jobless behavior to be reading that entire thing. Because I don't think anyone can sit down and read 1,000 pages.
20. You cannot. I'm in awe. If you can't tell, I'm in awe. This guy says, sorry, how many pages? Honestly, nobody is going to take Google Docs seriously anymore. Bro, it's like they turned a Google Doc into a Mr. Beast challenge. You can't, like, bro.
Is that a challenge? Challenge accepted? I am unemployed and I ain't reading all that.
1,000-page Google Doc.
You know what? That saying or so that, you know, you can't, you know, I ain't reading all that does actually apply here. Like, if you can't do the bare minimum to read at least like 20 pages or something of a Google Doc or something like that, then yeah, you might need to open up a book and read something once in your life.
Someone drops 1,000 pages and the Sims immediately start throwing praise. At the end of the day, I'ma say what everybody is thinking. We do not care, okay? It's 5 months old, bro. If you wanted to come back to streaming, just announce that you were gonna come back to streaming.
Yeah.
I'ma be honest, throwing this shit out, say...
Yeah, you know, if you wanted to come back streaming, you could have just came back streaming and... you know, you burned your bridges, you know, things happen, and then, well, Lord of behold, you know, it is what it is. Just make new friends. That's it.
Throwing this Google Doc out is probably gonna make you returning to stream worse. I feel like your returning to stream would have been way easier, way laxer. You were still gonna get some hate, but way laxer if you didn't say anything and just came back and just...
We will take a look at it. We'll take a look at it.
It's just crazy to me that you released a 1,000-page Google Doc that you know damn well 99% of people are not gonna read besides the beginning and the end. Like, no one gives a shit, bro.
We're gonna take a look at the TLDR. Someone did actually make a TLDR for this. Dark over here, the Dark Enjoyer, of course. Thank you for the TLDR. We'll take a look at it and we'll see. TLDR from the form of green text. It was annoying to process this. Be me, Cinder, a VTuber. Get publicly executed online 5 months ago. Friends and colleagues all dropped documents at 2 a.m. They say I'm manipulated, narcissistic monster who sabotages everyone. Internet has a field day career. Goes up in flames. Go into hiding. Mental health deleted. Finally comes back with a 1,000-page Google Doc. Okay, guys, here's the truth.txt. First off, I fucked up in some ways. Got too focused on my content grind, neglected friends, was a bad friend to bow. Okay. Thanks, Dark. That's what I said. Just move on, dude. People already forgot what happened, but she dragged it back into this. Yeah, it's just like she could have just actually just announce and be like, hey, I'm coming back. I feel a lot better, you know? Hey, we got some new moderators or so, you know, just put some rules and stuff like that, you know, and all this other shenanigans and everything, you know? So my partner slash manager friend also Red also fucked up. He had a secret grudge against Bao and told our main artist Nanoliz to not work with her. Well, there you go. See? Right there. Oh, let me zoom in because you guys can't see it. There you go. Sorry about that. Let's see. So he has told the artist not to work with Silvervale. I didn't know the full extent of what he was saying in DMs. I trusted him. It's still my responsibility, so I'm giving up my gamer subs part ownership to atone. Okay. But you were all lied to. This wasn't some evil master plan over years. It was an orchestrated character assassination. I don't know about that one, Chief. All these people would do anything rather than admitting they were wrong. Like, they did admit they were a bad friend towards Bao. Red also fucked up. Apparently she admitted that trusting literally her boyfriend or so literally messed her up, you know? You never mix pleasure with business. Never. You never mix both of them together. Unless, like, he's literally a professional and he does business first. But apparently she mixed up with pleasure first and business afterwards. It should have been business first and then pleasure afterwards. Yeah, they're still together. Yes, they are still together. Let's see. Nanoless wasn't manipulated. She was overbooked and used us as an excuse to cancel commission she didn't want to do. The chat logs prove she was the one who kept bringing up canceling models. Shy Lily was the real mastermind. She had it out for me from the start. Red told Nano that Lily was acting weird towards me. Nano showed Lily, and Lily convinced her that she was being manipulated. Lily then rallied all of her friends, helped write the docs, and lied on stream to finish me off. Silverbeard just took the opportunity to pile on her with her own lies about our history. Interesting. So she's saying she's basically calling Silverveil a liar. That's a pretty crazy bold tale to say that, actually, that Silverveil is an actual liar. They never talked to me. They took cherry-picked DMs out of the context of built a false narrative. They fed it to my friends who were too emotional to question it. I lost my friends, my career, my reputation. I'm sorry for the things I actually did wrong, but I am not an evil person they made me out to be. MFW, I have no idea what that is. I have to write a novel to explain VTuber drama. Anyways, I'm coming back to stream. You could have just came back to streaming, in my personal opinion. I'm just saying, you could have just came back to streaming. That's all I gotta say, you know. You could have just came back to streaming and it would have been just fine. Yeah, there would be trolls in your thing or so. Can I see this? Can I actually see this? Well, at least it's not bright white screen, at least, you know. Holy Tilly, there are different, oh my god, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you, they could have done this into a video. Because you want to know something? I could put this in a document and literally just say, hey, I am Sunako's boyfriend, you know. I'm here to say that, you know, I worked along with Sunako, you know, and blah, 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 you know. Hello, I'm Random Cinder, longtime partner, and have worked alongside with her since started this career. I helped her put this document together to set the record straight. Over the past few months, I've had to come to terms with being the reason why Cinder's image, her relationships, and her career were all ruined. I heard people who were our friends. I fucked up and and she had to answer the world for it by herself. My actions ruined everything for her, and I'm taking responsibility and helping her pick up the pieces. I didn't want to put something out sooner without her that could have been made worse. I asked that you don't hold that against her. So you're telling me that Red, her boyfriend, literally fucked it up, is what I'm hearing. When I became Cinder, we wanted to keep our relationship private in public. Red was simply my manager. We held the relationship from friends for over a year during multiple trips. We agreed that I tell my closest friends about the relationship in March of 2024 because of that. Okay, this is just telling the relationships, working together. I'm choosing to have Red continue working with me. He'll be doing most of what he did for me before, but will not be doing any work related to communications for me in any channels. I'm not also part of, I now have access to Discord accounts, check things myself. If I need to, it's clear to me that he learned his own lesson of what happened. So you decided to still work with somebody who basically tarnished your image instead of like, you know, instead of firing them and just keeping them as a boyfriend instead. I don't know if I agree with that personally. I feel like that's just getting like your emotions mixed into it. Let's say, for example, chat, okay? Let's put me in this retrospective. Let's say my boyfriend is my manager, right? My boyfriend decided to ruin my image, right? I'm firing his ass and be upset with him because he ruined what I worked for, you know? Like, I'm gonna fire him. Of course, he's gonna be sitting in the doghouse for quite some time, you know? Yeah, no, straight up. If I had a boyfriend who ruined my image like that, he's going to the doghouse. That's number one, okay? It will take a while for me to recover my image because I have to put in the work. I have to do everything. Twitter coming soon of co-abusing the abusing from the blackmail, forcing to sub, and yeah, your mom also does that too every single night, you know? Oh yeah, no. If this happened to me, if my boyfriend was my manager and then he completely ruined my image and was doing all this shit behind my back, I'd be like, you're fucking done. I'm firing your ass. You are no longer my manager, and you're gonna be sitting in a doghouse for quite some time. So yeah, like that would probably be the thing or so. And I'd probably send his ass somewhere or so, you know? Let's see, like I said, the apology of Red didn't tell me, hit away, did without knowing in his DMs. They're all shown in the document in order to do's. Red's inclusion Bao and Cotton exclusive deal with Nano in January 2025. Where is this? I would love to see where is this written. Where's the screenshot for this? Red's telling the artist number one Bao, Bao was someone he considered competition while discussing exclusively on the name. Red's conversation with Nano about Shy Lily in April 2025. Because the problem is, I literally have to pull up older documents for this, you know? Red's conversation with mod number one about Silverbill through 2024 and 2025. Red is asking number two about not working with Silverbill in March 2025. So the falling out. The night of the first document were posted, Red was here with me and I ended my stream and he came over to see me while we worked on a few things together. We were still awake and Nano and Bao posted their documents almost at 2 a.m. EST. I didn't understand what was going on and started panicking. Red tried to explain what happened, but I blew up at him and kicked him out. Regrettably refuses to his help. We weren't in contact for almost a month after. I had one close friend reached out to me after things were public. I responded to them sometime after Red was gone. I chose not to include their own message here. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to collect myself. Red and I aren't speaking right now. I'm so upset with everything. I was distraught and I posted that Red was fired later that morning. Okay, wait. So you fired Red, but you decided to still work with Red? I was trying to throw him under the bus to avoid accountability. I was blindsided by my friends publicly pointing the finger at me for his words and actions I didn't even know about, I didn't agree with, I didn't know what else to do. In my apology, as I said, as of yesterday, he is no longer working with me because Red will continue to work with me. Because Red will continue to work with me, I will be deleting this tweet sometimes after posting this document. Right, okay. So screenshots that are directly taken from the another document highlighted in orange, borders, dates, and important messages, and screenshots, things highlighted in yellow, quotes and the apologies highlighted in gray, Red's owns the comments in blue. This is very interesting. Okay, so this is the apology in April 27th of 2025.
So that means that Cinder's WAP is that good for him to remain as her scapegoat despite of her firing him.
I guess so, I guess. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. Would I blame Red for the apology because he was guilty of doing them? Him telling me how great it would be to work with Silverveil, him holding a grudge against Bao. To be honest, this is a very unhealthy relationship for him to hold grudges against Bao. If I have a manager who literally is grudging against my VTuber friends, I'm firing him immediately. Or her. He or her. I don't really care. If I ever get a manager in the future, I'm firing them immediately. So I'm like, you should be working with me. And what can we do to elevate my content and my like career and everything, you know? Not you holding grudges against my VTuber friends. That's not a healthy thing. Would I blame Red for in my apology when I was also guilty? Red was the one with the business-oriented outlook and things from the start. I adopted the same mindset myself and working together as time went on. I wrongly made it sound as I was brainwashed into thinking this was my apology. Red was guilty of in my apology and didn't know about it until then. So Red and Nano are talking about the model of Geary. Okay. Things I said about Red in my apology that I was wrong about. He did not manipulate Nano. He did not push Nano not to work with Silverveil, but she was not a constant topic between them. Things I took accountability for in my apology. Agree with Red to talk with Nano about exclusivity. Agreeing to specifically name Silverveil in terms and knowing a deal involving her was made. Okay, so where's the proof of this? Where's the proof of that? It would have been nice if you showed this instead of saying it. Guilt tripping Nano. Wait. So wait, so you're saying that you guilt tripped Nano? Interesting, okay. Feeling overly attached to Nano and her work. Okay. Not knowing about what Reds had said about Bao to Nano when I should have. Not speaking to Bao about Red's feelings towards her. And letting it spiral to the point it did. Being upset and taking it... Oh. Being upset and take it personally when Bao hired my video editor. Being upset when someone... When... Sacramore? Sacramore? I don't know who this is. Who is Sacramore? Told us he wouldn't be working with us again. Confiding in the Red about Shy Lily's behavior towards me. Becoming resentful towards Silverveil. Wait, so you're becoming resentful towards Silverveil? It's the editor? Oh, okay, I see. Letting my insecurities and public comments influence my feelings towards Silverveil? Assuming Spike copied me? Right. You don't own the concept of like the things to make VTuber, because like VTuber models always will always get inspiration from one another. Nobody owns that specific like set of fashion, color, theme, you know, everything like that. Yeah. She's being resentful towards Silverveil, but she accuses Silverveil of lying, which is very interesting. Being very possessive of my design details early on in my career. Overreacted to Nyan Tail's Hellhound OC design, which was apologized for in the past. Cheating on my boyfriend, and I'm still working with my boyfriend, and I'm still with my boyfriend. Neglecting or leaving behind friends of mine. Jesus Christ. If I was the boyfriend, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if I would continue the relationship with her. Spite debuted first Cinder after. Yeah, Spite literally, like, if I remember correctly, yeah, Spite was the one who like was debuted first compared to Cinder. What if she adds more things to her model? Cinder weren't the only hellhound in the town, unless she copied every part of her model. Fuck that shit. Cole, you can be the first to own a Voidling model. Jeez. Let me see. I admitted to the world that I cheated on my secret boyfriend, and the story pushed was that I took no accountability and used him as a scapegoat. Even with all the concessions of what I did do, I was still somehow a narcissist who couldn't accept fault. Well, it's because like you didn't address any of the problems whatsoever, you know? What I did was not admit to the right things. The people making these claims already decided I was guilty of. They also expected me to apologize for everything I have ever done without any of ever being mentioned, even if it matters have already settled in the past. Missing information, lies, and incorrect statements in my apology. I left out a lot of information regarding my experience with Silverveil, trying to overly apologize to her, and I ended up making things sound much worse than what really happened. I lied about not knowing that Red spoke to Nano about Spite in 2023 to not make things worse for myself by revealing more than Nano or Spite did about what wait, hold on, what? I lied about not knowing about Red spoke to Nano about Spite in 2023, not to make things worse for myself. By revealing more than Nano or Spite, revealing more than Nano and Spite did about what happened regarding her? Excuse me? I was wrong about which year the situation with Nyan Tails took place in. I wrote that it was after my debut, but it was actually the entire year earlier. Okay, alright. My apology and wait, what? My apology and the accusations made against me do not cover everything Red and I have done wrong. So everything one of us or both of us are guilty of, that accountability is taken for and shown in this document in order they responded. We both became neglectful of many friendships and personal relationships online and IRL. Red and I became consumed by our work and prioritized my career over all else. Red considered everyone, including our friends, competition to some degree, and I agreed. Red and I left Tricky at our hotel in Tokyo one day during our Japan trip in October 2024. Interesting. I chose to distance myself from Cotton after what happened between her and her friends. I tried going back on my agreement with the artist Nixu in April of 2025. Red asked Nano to not work with Spite in January 2023 and told me about it afterwards. I lied about not knowing he spoke to her about Spite in my apology to avoid talking about it. Jesus. Okay. Red initially dissuaded Nano from accepting a model from Geary in 2023. I guilt tripped Nano in November 2023 and February 2025, but still sided with her. Red assured Nano about being about her considering and canceling Bao's model in August of 2024. I knew Bao's model was canceled in August 2024 and didn't try to do anything about it. Red and I agreed to talk with Nano about exclusivity, including not to work with Silvervale, specifically on any more models. Wait, what? Red and I agreed to talk to Nano with exclusivity, including not to work with... But you just said... But didn't you just say to include Silvervale, like, before? In this document? Interesting. Didn't I just read that? Didn't I just read that she would work with Silvervale? Like, include Silvervale in the actual thing to work with Silvervale and Cinder for models and stuff? Red and Nano agreed to deal for her not to work with Silver, Bao, or Cotton in 2025, only telling me about Silvervale's inclusion. Yeah, it's right here. So you were telling her not to work with Silvervale, okay, all right. Red spoke to Nano about Shy Lily in April 2025 after seeing Nano work on her model for her and never told me about this conversation. Okay. We asked our video editor about exclusivity after Bao started working with them in September of 2023. Red convinced himself Bao gate kept her video editor to hurt future music video projects in December 2024, then held a grudge and a list of grievances against her. I did not speak to Bao to clear things up about what I knew Red held against her, and it led me to being an awful friend for her for months and started of 2025. Both Red and I mismanaged in planning the communications with Numi about her concert at the start of February 2025. I pulled out of performing in her show and almost didn't go after choosing business over friends. Okay. Take care, ridiculous. Be safe. We both grew to dislike Silvervale over the past few years for various reasons, including harassment and comparisons. My own insecurities of how Silvervale acted towards me, because she's a person that doesn't do business stuff. She prefers to have friendship over business, and that's the way how she sees things. So she thinks like she personally thinks like collabing with people, it should be a thing of friendship, not a thing of transaction. There's literally like 2 people on the internet who would ever compare her to Silvervale. Red asked an artist to not work with Silvervale in March of 2025 and never told me about it, which is Nano, of course. I assume it's Nano, because you're not telling me what artist it is here. Red and I assumed Spite was copying me in 2022 and early 2023, but didn't Spite, you know, wasn't she debuted way earlier than Cinder? I overreacted to Nyantail's Hellhound OC back in 2021. I don't know who that is. Nyantails, I don't know who it is. And Silver only cares enough to stream for fun and make nice shit for her community. Yeah, that's what I know Silvervale of. That's why I kind of like her, because she's cool anyways. That's the only reason why I like her. Is like, oh, that's cool, that's awesome, you know? She doesn't let the business kind of like overtake her, you know? Every claim of wrongdoing we've made against Red and I that isn't listed above is not true, whether it is assumptions or a lie. Someone documented statements about me and verbally on stream. I would list the false accusations here. These actions of the past over years. Okay. It's been falsely claimed that I was using, manipulating, sabotaging, betraying, backstabbing all of my friends for the years of effort to deplatform them and ruin their careers. There was never some kind of year-long grand conspiracy to deceit against anyone. I have never pushed a ladder to push down behind me. I have never been jealous. I have never been jealous or envious of any of my friends? But didn't you just say... Hold on, am I reading this correctly? Hold on. It's been falsely claimed that I was using, manipulating, sabotaging, betraying, and backstabbing all my friends for years in the effort to deplatform them and ruin their careers. There was never some kind of year-long grand conspiracy to deceit against anyone, and I have never pushed the ladder down behind me. I have never been jealous or envious of any of my friends or anyone else. What?
So that's a lie.
Wait, but like, didn't you just say that you were like... We both, yeah, here it is. We both grew to dislike Silvervale over the past few years for various reasons, including harassment and comparisons of my own insecurity of how Silvervale acted towards me. But like, wait, hold on. And Red and I assumed that Spite was copying me in 2022 and early of 2023. I overreacted on Nyantail's Hellhound OC designed in 2021. Am I like missing something here? Am I stupid or something? What's happening here? My friends were not stepping stones I used to further myself. I love my friends. No. Okay. A lot of my friendships did suffer due to where my priorities have been, especially over the course of 2024, because of my focus being overwhelmingly on work and less on personal relationships outside of it. I neglected people I cared about, and so did Red, both online and IRL. Even my closest friend. You're repeating the same thing. I'm telling you, I feel like they're repeating a lot of things. Unless it was about work, I didn't put as much energy into just talking and hanging out, but that's not to say I never did. Never wanted to or disliked them for any reason. I had my things going on and I know they had theirs. When I wasn't streaming or working on something, I'd be isolating or hanging out with Red to decompress. And I didn't have the energy to socialize. I tried to plan collabs with friends as often as I could, and it was a way to hang out while still appeasing my content brain. My collabs with my friends were made into YouTube videos, but to say that I was using them for that as if countless other VTubers don't do the same thing is crazy. When I was traveling to see my friends, all I wanted to do was hang out and spend as much time together as I could, and it was the happiest I was. Red and I always loved, valued, looked out for, and appreciated our friends, even if we didn't show it often as we should have. But like, you said that your friendships were suffered or so, and you neglected your friends and everything because of work. I'm sorry for those friends who I haven't been given business mindset. Ren and I slowly became more closed off and neglectful to people over the couple years, but especially throughout 2024. Competition. About a week in a trip around the country, we arrived in Tokyo in the last few. Tricky and I were talking about going to Godzilla's store in the night we arrived, but other plans left us with no time to go. The next morning, Red and I were up super early, and we were ready to leave the hotel around 8 or 9. We waited in our hotel room for about an hour without hearing from Tricky at all because we only had a few days left in Japan. Red and I wanted to make the most of our remaining time. Well, then why didn't you check up on your friend? No, this is Cinder posting a 1,000-page document calling out the rest of the other VTubers, calling her out, basically. 1,000 pages. I remind you, 1,000 pages. Yes, look at this. All of this, 1,000 pages. That's crazy. Fuck that, I won't even read one. Let me see. A few days, we were around the I don't understand. Okay, so if you didn't hear about Tricky in your hotel room, why didn't you go check up your friend? We were around friends all week and didn't have much if any time alone together in Japan either. Okay, so why didn't you say you want to be alone with your boyfriend? Why didn't you just say it? You know, I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna spend some time with my boyfriend on, you know, for a couple days in Japan. Him and I, you know, it's just kind of like, you know. The other half dozen of us there either had their own plans or were still sleeping too. There were other friends staying at the same hotel as Red, Tricky, and I. So instead of waiting around for Tricky to wake up, we selfishly chose to go out into the city and the Godzilla store without her. By the time Tricky was awake and ready to leave the hotel, Red and I were across the city and didn't go back to get her. We've only met up with her towards the end of the day when everyone reconvened somewhere. Ren and I are sorry for Tricky for leaving her behind and hurting her. We've always been there for her, especially when okay, so why didn't you? I'm sorry for crying for the way I avoided her and turned down collabs and turned the situation. Nixu. Okay. Interesting. And this is the Nanolist thing. Ever since Cinder debuted, we've yeah, so you're making okay, so you're Red, but then I tell Nano I just wanted to ask if you're okay with being one Hellhound exclusive, and I feel really bad asking you something like you don't own the concept of Hellhound though. Hellhound is not a concept that you can own. I just don't understand, dude. Hellhound is a thing that's like a normal dictionary. I feel like that's a dumb thing in my personal opinion. I feel like if people started owning IPs or so and stuff like that, I feel like we would not have any. If someone owned girl moth VTuber, we would not have any more moth female VTubers. If Cinder owned fucking Hellhound, there would be no other Hellhound VTubers. If somebody owned fucking Shy Lily's, like, you know, cat whale, you know, VTuber, then nobody would own it, you know? Like, there would be no other new VTubers because you would probably run out of ideas of what to create, you know? If someone owned Fox Shrine Maiden VTuber, then no one else can do Fox Shrine Maiden VTuber, you know? I think it's always important to have innovation in, like, you know, to make a better version, you know? If, like, let's say for example, you know, someone makes like another Lovecraftian like VTuber, you know, and their model looks great, I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like, I would take some of that as ideas or so and implement it in mine, you know, and that's pretty much it. I don't know. Personally, I don't really agree with this. Nano told Ray she wouldn't be able to meet with the deadlines of 2 pieces. Yeah, okay. Well, these are all the screenshots. You can read through these. I'm not gonna read through this. Holy fucking shit! It's 228 pages on this one. Holy, I'm not reading all this. I'm sorry, I'm not reading all of this. I asked Nana about when she made Silverveil's first model from her because we grew suspicious of it had anything to do with Cinder and her debut about a couple months earlier. Nana wasn't well known as a model artist in the summer of 2022 and had only done 3 models at that point, including Cinder's. More about the topic in Silver's section of the document. Jesus. Okay. These are literally the entire, this is literally the entire, wait, why is this redacted? Oh, it's right here. I don't know why you're blanking out the names, because we already know what the names are, you know? Silver didn't like Cinder and how she would respond to Cinder's raids in the past experience. We had to infer that Lily's reactions to her raids, along with her other behaviors, signaled that she had a problem with Cinder. But what do you mean? She literally, like, Shy Lily literally reacted to Cinder's raids. Do we have to pull up like every single VOD or so of like Shy Lily reacting to Cinder's raid every single time or something? Do we have to pop that? Do we have to pop that up? Silverveil rebranded as a Cherry Blossom Wolf Girl, so to avoid copying her so she could stand out, we did basically the opposite of that design because of Cinder's love of metal music and Okami/wolves. And the fact that no one at the time had fire since Western VTubers was so new, we came up with Cinder and told blah 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 we had to change directions the last minute in order to stand out from Silver. And also that pink cherry blossom motif was super overdone. It ended up working out since no one else but Spite nowadays really has her theming. Wait, literally they are so alike, like their personalities and their opposite design, so they fit so well together. Cinder just feels like she's always in Silver's shadow because that's what people think. Nano. Interesting. Also, Silverveil never disliked Cinder. She just didn't want to engage in the transactional friendship, which is everything Cinder treated other people. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, that's what I know Silverveil of. Silverveil is a more like, you know, she wants to do collabs with like actual genuine friendship instead of it being transactional, you know? Holy okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. Okay, Bao is in the topic here apparently. I am not gonna read all of that, to be honest. How many pages there are at here? Holy shit, dude. Fucking hey, each one is literally its own document. Fucking, I told him was definitely not wrong. Literally, each one is their own documents. Holy cow, dude. This is just a cancellation of her model. Hold on, let me see. Can we go? Holy fuck. Okay, hold on. After our argument in December, Red and I didn't talk about Bao again until sometimes after my Heaven Hound debuted. He pressured me not to interact her professionally anymore. I wasn't going to agree with that, but I didn't want this to cause problems between us at home. Bao was a friend that lived across the country. I only saw every few months. I already didn't do things often with. I thought you two were sisters or something like that. I lived with Red, so I chose to do just enough to keep the peace, finding a middle ground between us. I didn't plan anything with Bao one-on-one, which we already rarely did. I didn't raid her in the times I was able, and I didn't retweet artwork of us together on the NSFW Twitter account. Red didn't want to include Bao in anything Boss Rush related either, including collabs. So why are you still working with this person? That's my curiosity. Like, why are you still working with your boyfriend? It doesn't make any sense to me. The logical reason is, no, I do not want to work with, with my boyfriend anymore. I don't understand this, dude. If my boyfriend / manager was doing this to me, to my friends or so, I would fucking fire him immediately, you know? Likely was shown Nano Section's artist number 1 wanted to discuss a permanent paid position with us and suggested some kind of exclusivity for the work they did, just like with Nano. Red handled any business related discussions to them, and then the ideas of Nano. Interesting. Okay, let's move on. V-Card and Numi concert? What the hell is this? Oh, this is the Numi concert. I feel like this Numi concert is like, it's like, yeah, it was pretty shitty that she like basically not, that she basically canceled it for business over friendship. The only conclusion I can think of is that he is the brain to the Cinders organization. I guess so, but I'm like, why are you still working with this person? They ruined your image. Number 1, they ruined your image. Number 2, they decided to basically like make you go against your friends. I don't know, what is this? Shy Lily was a friend, but I've never been close with her. I wanted to get to know her better because how close she was with my other friends. She's someone I've always looked up to. I saw her as a role model as of this year, and a potential business partner. I wanted to live up to who she's been for VTuber community and gamer subs. Now that I held the same title, she was the only example of a VTuber in that position before me, and set the bar for what a gamer subs part owner is and does. I've never been jealous of her or envious of what she did. I didn't see her as my competition at any point. It's just good business, Co? I guess so. Shy Lily and I have been messaging back and forth every now and then in our DMs leading up to our interactions before during the V-Card collab. You saw in the previous section from the second half of March. She stopped replying to my messages. It's not odd to get busy and miss messages, and I was guilty of that all the time to many people, but it was out of the ordinary and was going for almost a whole month by the time I was canceled. I sometimes don't DM people for a while too as well. There are sometimes I do, you know, sometimes I do that sometimes. Because alongside her seemingly dodging collabs, we were both part of we were both off-putting reactions to me rating her. I became anxious about what was going on in March and April because I viewed her in such a high regard. Shalila didn't have her own document about me and didn't say anything until after I did, but she was first one Nano contacted about any of this and was involved in the entire through. Shy Lily pulled everyone together to organize, plan, write, and post documents that ended my cancellation, and her lies-filled replies to apology was the final nail in my coffin. Her actions showed she clearly had something against me before Nando's ever said anything to her, and she couldn't take accountability and admit to it until I was already in the ground. Shy Lily said she wanted her own section, so here it is. Her own section? What? What is this?
Fuck an apology. And one thing that struck me specifically is when she dedicated a section to me and someone else. First of all, okay, I am petty. I didn't even get a section for myself. I am going to be super petty. Not even a section for myself. For someone that is so upset for me not naming her full fucking government Twitch.tv name, for someone to just put me in a document as Lily when previously referring to me as the other gamer subs owner. I don't even get a section for myself with my name properly fucking written. Come on, bro.
She's trolling right here.
Come on. Don't be such a hypocrite. You don't get to be upset. Oh
my god, this document sure is something, to be
there.
honest. This document sure is something. Okay. Wait, how many pages? This is 20. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna. I ain't gonna lie, I lose my mouse from time to time in this goddamn document. This was the very last collab for the time. This was the first time either of us messaged each other since our V-Card collab in February 1st. I asked Shy Lily if she wanted to play Split Fiction with me. It was a long game that we could have been able to bond over while getting to know each other better. She told me she'd pass on the game and that was fine. I asked Numi, who was also unavailable. She told me that Yuzu was interested and I had happily played through the game with her. WoW's new season, so World of Warcraft new season dropping Wednesday, so I'm gonna take an extra day off and just blast WoW with my friends. Okay, why are we including this though? Why are we including this? I feel like this is so irrelevant. To appear like there's substance in her speculation and lies. But they're just interacting with each other though, and I don't, okay. No one ever argued it wasn't a planned attack on Cinder. The memes of Neuro being the new Nostradamus was just for funsies. We all know things happen in the background, and the Neuro stream was the last chance to check whether Cinder will take even once accountability. Cinder trying to paint all this as targeted attacks when everyone knew it was time targeted. Can't make time for her. Gotta be because she hates. I know a lot of people aren't gonna watch this video, but like, you know, this is kind of interesting, I guess. Oh, she did play with Deme, I guess. This was the first Repo collab. Was originally, so let me see. So this is Kamiya, that's Demi, that's Michi, that's Shoto. Oh yeah, that's okay. Limes. I don't know who Limes is. That's the only one I don't know. But was rescheduled to the 21st. Wait, so Repo collab was originally going to be on the 15th, but was rescheduled to the 21st. Shelly was supposed to be there, but she decided to cancel last minute due to a bikini bottom collab she was going on that day. I understood just like everyone else. This alone wasn't a problem to me. Okay, so why are we including this again? The second collab never happened, but was being planned in a group chat. Shalili was added to the chat, but apparently couldn't make it shortly after. She never messaged this in the chat directly before she was removed. There are all messages here, and it never went well. From then, these are the rest of my DMs with Shy Lily. We'll explain below. Okay, so I assume it's just you trying to reach out for collaboration. I found this cute co-op Souls-like slime game. It looks like there's a water and fire slime that we can play as well. So she didn't respond to her. Have a good stream, Lily, and bumping this and bumping this in case you missed it. Because she got called out for canceling last minute, so she needs to show someone else. Someone else also did the same. TLDR, she's basically blaming all the lies. The lies are lies, you know. Shelly greeted the Raiders and didn't say hi to me. Didn't say hi to me or thank me for the raid? What? Is this the same VOD?
Die! Die! Oh, hello?
We've seen this VOD already.
Ignore what you just saw! Okay. Ooh! Oh my goodness! Hello! Oh! Hello, Raiders! Hello! I am playing Berserker. It's called The Last Berserker Kazan. We were sponsored, but the game was really fun, so I just kept playing for like a million more hours. Hello, everyone! Hello!
She's saying hello.
The Pyropop raid. Hello, Pyropops! What did you guys do? I am low-key addicted. I usually... Okay, so most people know me for my gacha addiction, but I really like Souls-like games and similar
Why are we bringing this back up again?
Games.
This feels like irrelevant, to be honest. It really is. I rated Shy Lily again, so like, are you like... don't like it that she didn't say hi to you or something?
I'm actually not so excited to hang out tomorrow, cause like, you know how it is. Stuff just
She announced Her Majesty Cinder's full legal name and titles, like in Game of Thrones. Even right there, called him by the community name, but has a name Cinder.
Who knows? Who knows? Oh, hello, Pyropoppers! Hi! How you doing? We're playing some Honkai Star Rail. We had a sponsor earlier. Oh, we do. No, we don't have a sponsor anymore. It's been like an hour since. I'm catching up in Honkai. It's really cool. I got the dragon lady. Hello, Pyro Poppers. What did you guys do? Look at Pops.
Also, I assume her chat is like moving like 1,000 miles per hour, like 1,000,000 miles per hour, you know? So
I wish I had more time to play.
it's
Like,
probably gonna be really hard to like, if, you know, if the chat is moving so fast, right? It's gonna be really hard to like, you know, pinpoint Cinder's like message,
there's
you
too
know?
many games I love deeply. I don't have time to play them all.
So let me see. I wasn't expecting an over-the-top reaction from Shy Lily just because I rated just a hello and thanks for the raid, like any other streamer would do, especially from someone who was a friend in the past. Silvervale, who Red and I knew had a problem with me, purposely refused to say my name when I rated her. She continuously ghosted my mess. Okay, so where's the proof in that though? And got a model from Nano at a suspicious time, among other things. What do you mean a suspicious time? What are you talking about? Which will also be shown in her section. This is a specific experience with someone else who we knew didn't like me further. Led Red and I believed that Shy Lily had a problem with me for some reason. Cinder rated Silver multiple times, and she's the only one that Silver won't say her name. That's why the doc is 1,000 pages. I guess so. I wouldn't have thought that the individual things I experienced with Shy Lily were pointing to a greater problem if they weren't all happening over the same few weeks. The problem is like her chat is moving like a fucking 1,000,000 miles per hour. You think she's gonna pinpoint your specific name if she's looking like back and forth to her screen or so? If I had someone rated me, if I have like, let's say for example, I had 1,000 people in my chat and my chat was moving 1,000 miles per hour. Someone rated me that had 2,000 chatters in there, and now my chat's moving at 1,000,000 miles per hour. It's gonna be hard to fucking pinpoint, you know, the messages and everything. Okay. The breakdown? What? Nano Shy Lily almost a dozen of friends planned. Wait, Nano Liz, Shy Lily, and almost a dozen of my friends planned the original documents about me. It took them 2 days to decide to cancel me. Everything was dropped on me out of nowhere, and somehow I was expected to have the perfect response to the claims they have already determined I was guilty of. When I first started this document, I thought my friends all lied about me. Red and Nano to protect her and hurt me. I couldn't understand why, but as things came together, I was no longer convinced that that's the case. It didn't make sense. All of my closest friends to maliciously and willingly lie to the public about me at the moment's notice, no matter what they. Look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This drama is already over. You literally could have just came back to stream and nobody would care. This drama has already been done for already. Who was involved before anything was public? Nano. Nano was the source of all of the Discord screenshots that were starting points for all the claims. Shy Lily was the first person Nano contacted about Red's DMs. She was involved in everything from the start. Nano probably showed the DMs to Shy Lily, and then Shy Lily was like, this doesn't look very right to me, in my personal opinion, you know? You were guilty for those claims, you admitted it and them in this document, and yeah, you were supposed to give a perfect response in the form of an apology, and everyone you wronged. But Ko, she has to be correct. That's part of human nature to try to be correct all the time. I also admit when I'm wrong too, as well. Red messages to Nano about Bao where the heart.
The 1,000-page apology. Will this be archived in the Great Superman Library?
Nano's about
Sunako
Bao where the
Tekkin.
heart. Their claims she was included as soon as she was able after her surgery. She posted her document minutes after Nano. Numi, the involvement of the evidence by Shy Lily's knowledge of my private DMs with her about her concert. She also gave a list of people who were involved in her stream on what?
And I also want to take an extra moment to just say thank you to Buff and Candy and Rose, Shia, Lily, Vienna, Tricky, Yuzu, Bao, and Nano for just calling and talking and just for being together so we could ease our pain and discomfort. I didn't reply to Nano's tweet, but we are in a chat together, and she's been calling me a piss belt, so I guess we can say that we've become friends since all of this, which I'm happy about. Obviously, I wish it would have been under better.
Interesting. Okay. Sorry, I'm not gonna sit here and do like a 24-hour stream for this. Sorry. If you want to take a look at it and read it and watch it, you can. The other three girly pops, I don't believe they were a major part of the planning anything that happened, and no malicious involvement. They were only brought into this to help corroborate things, and rest of them talked about it. Buff Pup and the other three Vici band members. Numi said that Buff and the other three Vici band members were also included in their call together. Puffs on stream on the 7th of 22/25. She basically said that she and a lot of other people were involved before things were made public.
And I don't want to bring up this situation because it still is affecting a lot of us, but you know, with the fire VTuber that happened recently, a lot of us didn't say anything until the person who was affected said something.
Yeah, so Nano didn't say anything until Nano said something. So they didn't do anything. So there was like, they didn't even know until Nano said something.
Until the person who was affected said something. And we all went to said person and said, hey, what do you want to do? And they said, I want to do this. And we said, okay, girl, like you go do that. And we'll be here to support it.
Okay, so Numi said that Puff and the other three Vici band members also included in their call together. What do you mean in their call? They weren't even in the call together. The VOD of this stream was made private within a week or two of it happening. But they weren't in a call. Wait, did I miss something? Did I miss something on that clip?
And I don't want to bring up this situation because it still is affecting a lot of us, but you know, with the fire VTuber that happened recently, a lot of us didn't say anything until the person who was affected said something. And we all went.
So they didn't say anything. So they didn't say anything until the person said something to them, and then they know.
To said person and said, hey, what do you want to do? And they said, I want to do this. And we said, okay, girl, like you go do that. And we'll be here to support it.
There was no call though. What are we doing here? What are we saying? Sacramore Bao's video editor Sack had this document written posted shortly after Bao's. What Red said to Nano about Bao in January was about him too. Of these 12 people, no one contacted me before everything was made public, and only one of them reached out to me right away. I don't have evidence of anyone being included on the list, although there are more people I suspected and have aware of this beforehand and is not involved in planning themselves. Hi all, I just saw the Cinder on X trying to defend herself. Yeah, we're taking a look at it right now. There's a lot of things that... I feel like there's a lot of things that should be left out of this document, to be honest. I saw Nana working on a model for Shy Lily on her stream and messaged her about it. Screenshots. Red messaged Nana about Shy Lily again and talked about her behavior towards me recently. This was the last time Nana messaged either of us. Is this Shy Lily's like VOD or something?
I'm actually not so excited to hang out tomorrow, cause like, you know how it is. Stuff just happens, and now I'm busy. But you know, if you bagged me, I guess I could maybe move things around. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, hello, Pyropoopers! Hi! How you doing? We playing some honk.
Okay, so that's like a couple seconds. What? Nano showed Shy Lily, the thing Red said about her. She was the first person Nano spoke to about Shy Lily, told Nano Red of manipulating her. Okay, I'm just gonna... Holy fuck, there's 200 there's 200 pages in this? My god, dude. Holy, oh my. Okay, we're gonna skim through this. I'm sorry, I'm not going to read the breakdown. I am sorry. I'll definitely be waiting for his video for this part at least, because there are probably certain parts that we're just not gonna read. We're just gonna skim through most of this. What are we doing here? Why is this back? Why are we talking about this? Why? 200 fucking pages of this for a breakdown, dude. Holy fuck, dude. What are we doing? Okay, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. We're here. You know what? ChatGPT, can I ask you something real quick? Let me see what ChatGPT says here real quick while that's doing that. I want to know if it's true or not. I'm gonna do that while that does that. I'm gonna take a look at this. I am sorry, but yeah, you spend most of the day and night reading this. Yeah, I would probably spend like almost the entire fucking week or so just reading this and trying to digest everything and like, you know. I don't know about the Shy Lily part is so odd or so, in my personal opinion. Also, where's the images for this? What is this? Why do we have... What's this? What's the point of this being here? Why is this here? Huh? Why are these gone? Where are the images for this? Where's this? Where's this at? Why is this here? What? Why? What? What's going on here? What's happening here? Why are we getting rid of stuff? Why are you even including this if you're not even showing the screenshots for it? To be honest, also sometimes it uses AI to summarize articles. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, they want me to copy and paste the relevant... Okay, here, watch. The breakdown. Here, you know what? I don't think it's gonna do it though, but I can try. Holy fucking, oh my, I don't think it's gonna read this, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna do a summary on this, to be honest. Oh god. Oh god. That's just only one. I don't think it's gonna work on this, to be honest. What the hell? Oh my, fucking look at the page is fucking having a seizure. The page is literally straight up having a seizure here. Trying to go all the way down to page 200. There's no way ChatGPT is going to summarize this. It's impossible, dude. Oh my good. Oh my god, dude. Jesus. Ay puta. Okay, let me see. You know what? Here. You know what? Grok. You know, fuck this. You know, I'm sorry. I can't. I really can't. I'll be honest with you. It's way too much for me in my personal opinion. It really fucking is. Hold up. Let me see. They can't even access the document for a summary. That's the craziest thing about this, chat. Literally, Grok AI, ChatGPT can't access it because they're having errors of trying to make a, like, literally trying to make it. She is trying to defend herself. Is there literally any contradiction? I just need to, like, I already found some contradiction in it. Accuser is not earlier, Let's see. I need to analyze the text for inconsistencies such as conflicting statements about events, timelines, responsibilities, since I can't access the document directly. I'll base the analysis on the available information. So the available inside the related post, Cinder's narrative. So Dark Enjoyer summarizes, amidst to personal fault, she was the focus on the content creator neglecting friends, Bow, and it was a bad friend. Blames her manager and partner Red and undisclosed action. For undisclosed actions, e.g. sabotaging Bao, Silverveil by telling artists to not work with them. Claims of ignorance. Okay, so the potential contradictions. Oh, here we go. So based on the available data that is available within the 1,000-page document, atonements, so responsibility versus ignorance. Cinder admits neglecting friends and taking responsibility for Red's actions in a summary via Dark Enjoyer, yet claims she didn't know the full extent of Red's manipulation. If the document provides detailed evidence of Red's actions, it might contradict her earlier ignorance, especially since she managed him as her partner. Her April apology already criticized Red's toxic mindset, suggesting some awareness. Atonement versus defiance. Offering to give up Gamersub's ownership, suggesting accountability, but the aggressiveness tone of "they lied to you" is a massive document size, implies a defensive stance. The duality might confuse readers if the document shifts between apology and attacking without clear reconciliation. Yeah, that's the reason why I was just like, what the fuck is going on with this? So timeline of consistency. The document claims that the recent orchestrated attack, but the controversy begins in April of 2025 with the Nanolisk accusations. If Cinder's evidence includes chats or emails from months ago, it might contradict her narrative and sudden character assassination, suggesting a longer feud she didn't address earlier. Evidence versus volume. 1,000 pages of is unusually long, and critiques like Ravenna Nyan, Trend 9 suggests it's impractical to read, implying padding. It is just proof. It's repetitiveness, and includes irrelevant it does include a lot of irrelevant content. I'm gonna be honest with you. It could contradict the claims of providing inconcise reciprocals. Cinder's distanced herself from Red and wait. So Red's role. Cinder distances herself from Red in both of her April apology and the current tweet announcing that she will no longer manage her. But then they started working together again. But the summary accuses him of significant sabotage. If the document reveals that she benefited from the directed his actions. Okay, so limitations. Okay, so without the whole full document and event of contradictions, through the assessment contradiction, so based on the conclusion of indirect evidence, potential contradictions exist. Okay, you know what? Here, we're gonna try it out. Give me a sec.